Polish your piece. Masterpiece, then write a masterpiece. Deep breath and release. So all you need is depth, breath, and belief to polish your piece. Writers, readers, in-betweeners, it's DevRock, and I'm here with D.A. Y'all know what it is.
What up, good people? It's your homie, the Truth, the Poet, y'all. Yes, we are back in the new season 2 of Polish Your Piece, y'all.
Hey now.
I'm excited about this new season. We definitely got some dope people lined up. As I said, my name is the Truth, the Poet, and I'm going to go over the number one rule. You know how we do it. The number one rule is always, as always, is love. I hope you got a whole lot of that in your heart before we start. All right? Now I'm going to hand it back over to my man Dev so he can finish these rules out, brother. What we got?
We only got 2 more rules. Listen, this is a community for everybody who loves writing, whether you taking it in or you putting it out. And in order for this to be a community, you got to participate. So please like, comment, share, subscribe. Save it, talk about it, whatever you want to do. Now, the third thing is that when you do that, though, polish your piece when you do it. Be real persnickety with your vernacular. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I want you to choose them words wisely. You know, we all appreciate a good yes or go off, queen. But we'll take, listen, the way that made me feel was so eloquent. We'll take that. We take it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm going to have to use persnickety because I don't know where I'm going to use it and how.
Please do.
But I'm going to use that.
Please do. So, Truth, we got a special guest that we here kicking off season 2 with.
We got a special guest, and let me tell you right now, I just made her the auntie of my circle, which I'm so excited about. But this phenomenal woman is a viral poetry sensation from Chicago, rocking though with us here in Baltimore, and just been doing all sorts of mentoring programs, just loving on the people through poetry and art and work. And we are so glad and so honored to have K-Love the Poet as our first guest here for Polish Your Piece. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. Absolutely.
Feeling good and always looking fly. I always got to commend her outfits. If you would have seen the way she came in with that coat, she was definitely killing it.
Repping the Chi-Town.
Yes, repping. You can see it all on the shirt. Chicago, big in the building. So you feeling good? You feeling great today?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great.
Okay. So we about to jump this thing off. You got our first question for the queen right here.
So listen, we feel like K-Love's superpower is being relatable. Right? Yes. So when you come and you watch this, or if you come to her show on January 23rd here at MRI Studios for the open mic, you are going to be given a master class on relatability in your pieces. All right? So when you hear that, K-Love, what does it mean to you to be relatable?
As I think about being considered relatable, I think it makes perfect sense for what I consider myself to be, and even the brands of, I can't just say my artistry, it's really the brands of my being, right? So I pride myself on something that I call vital. Vulnerability, integrity, transparency, authenticity, and love. And so as long as the spaces that I show up to, I am coming and I'm giving those elements, I'm being and doing exactly what I was created to do specifically. And I think that the relatability comes from my willingness to be vulnerable, transparent, and authentically myself. I think being all of those things coupled with integrity, it gives you enough humility to show up as the real you, and real people feel real things.
Real people feel real things.
Absolutely. Now,
now.
Yeah, that's a word.
That was relatable. I relate to that. You heard me. Shoot.
I can dig it. Now, how crucial do you think that is to being an artist?
So I think the issue comes when you are staging your relatability.
Now,
Like
can
when
you
you
break that down for the people?
when you're trying too hard to be relatable.
Right.
I think that you'll find that being the authentic you is relatable. Even if people are not exactly like you, they can relate to your authenticity. Like, dang, I'm authentically myself. I tell my husband all the time, I said, Lord forbid something happened to me. My funeral will be packed with so many different kinds of people. Some people will be like, how the hell he get in here? Where do you know her from? Like, I literally, the people that I have and I'm connected to are from all walks of life. And the one thing that is a common thread is I like people who are authentically themselves. So I don't need all the same kind of people around me. I just need people that are whoever they are. And I can find a connection with somebody just being themselves, even if we, to the first glance don't seem like the same kind of people.
I love what you just said, because one of the things we were going to ask you is what's a common misconception of being relatable? So when you talk about staging relatability, like for anybody who doesn't know, when people buy a house and you go and you walk through, somebody puts furniture there so that you can imagine what you look like living in that place. That's called staging it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is that the house not going to be as fly as it is when you move in there, because you ain't got the staging budget. It's going to be your own thing. Now, maybe you going to make it flyer or make it less fly, but you staging it. And when I hear you say staging, some people go to current events. Some people go to whatever, a trendy topic or something that everybody always talk about. And they talk about that trying to relate to everybody else.
And so the funny thing about that is I almost got kicked out of a poetry group when I was younger because I felt like I was being asked to stage relatability. And this was around the time that, if I'm not mistaken, Hurricane Katrina had happened.
Okay.
And the group that I was a part of, our task was to write poems about that. But I hadn't properly assessed how I felt about it. And I had not found what I wanted to be a true connection to it yet. So I didn't want to write about it, and that was a problem. That was a problem at the time, and I probably expressed it wrong or whatever the case may be. But I think that I have grown in the sense of I've grown my empathy. I think having empathy gives you an ability to connect a lot quicker than a lot of other people can. The more you expand your empathy muscle, the more that you're able to relate to things, But if you struggle with empathy, you're not going to be able to really connect with people because you can't understand anything outside of yourself.
Right.
But I do think empathy is my superpower, and it might translate as relatability.
Now that's crazy, because I would say it's your love that even allows you to have the empathy.
Right.
So it comes across as so
Which
many
comes
things.
first? Right.
Because, one of the first poems I've heard you say was the one about your hugs. And how powerful that was to me and the people in the room. You know what I mean? The fact that you wanted to hug someone that hard and that close, no matter what they've been through, and people and the way people felt that, 2 tears. You know what I'm saying? It was because you wanted to love on them that you always found a way to relate. And I'm not sure. Is it the same one about the scars?
Nope, that's a separate one.
That's a separate one.
But if you really honestly, if you listen to all of my poetry, there is a common theme of connection.
Yeah.
I appreciate connection. This is the reason why I don't like small talk. Typically, if I'm talking to somebody for more than a few minutes, like we go into substance. Like,
yes.
And it's not I'm trying to do it. It's literally these are the things that I'm naturally interested in. Me and my husband, we'll leave an event and I'll be like, yeah. I'll be telling him about somebody there. He's like, how the hell You find out all of
already.
that. I was like, when we were talking, it came up. He's like, how did that come up? I'm
Right.
like,
Yeah.
I ask questions like, well, what are you passionate about? That's a regular question for me. I don't be thinking that's deep. Like, to me, that's
Right.
very normal.
But then that goes to show how surface people are walking through the earth. You know what I mean? How just saying how you doing? Is people really
and really
don't-
listening for the answer.
Right. People don't really want to know how you really doing.
Right.
They already done heard you say good before you've got it out your mouth.
Yeah, man.
You know. So,
yeah.
okay.
So, and that as a poet, that has helped me, like, expanding my empathy muscle and being able to find connection. The more you do something, the better you become at it. And so I can connect quicker now. And so now writing commission pieces are easy for me because I can connect quickly. It doesn't take me long to see how I can relate to really too many things. Maya Angelou quotes another poet, and I think he just goes by the name Terrence, but Maya Angelou says, I am a human being, therefore anything human should not be foreign to me.
Mm-hmm.
And what I take that to simply mean is like, I'm not that far removed from the people that I'm around. And if I can't understand what they're going through, all I got to do is feel a little deeper or live a little longer. You know, if you ever looked at somebody and not understood something and then life happened, he was like,
What?
oh,
Right.
I see. I see. So, yeah, just, you know, it helps.
It's like when you become a parent, you automatically owe your parents so many apologies.
When you become a wife, okay? Neil,
Hey, now.
let's talk about that. Woo. Yo.
Talk
what?
that talk.
What?
K
When you
Love,
get into
talk
a
it.
marriage?
Talk
What?
it.
I saw marriage. My parents were married for 43 years. I saw it. And so in my mind, I was like, this is going to be a breeze. Ooh.
Different.
Little did you know.
Different, huh? And I don't even know.
Little did you know.
Ooh.
How long you been married
Yeah. I have been married probably about 270 days, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey now.
About
Yeah.
270 days.
Welcome to
New
the
in
club.
the game.
Woo,
New in the
child.
You know black people when they start counting the minutes in a day. I have been married for 1,000.
Because we the people that say months for childhood forever.
700.
Forever.
Oh, he 18 months old.
18. Can you just please break it down in years? Okay? Because what is that? 2, 3? What we doing? Ain't nobody feel like dividing and multiplying.
April 19th will be a year of
Wow.
marriage for me.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Congrats.
So
During
much.
Poetry Month. Ain't that beautiful?
Ain't that beautiful?
Ain't that beautiful?
Yeah, we got married on my father's birthday, so
Oh,
that was
okay.
the motivation for it.
Super beautiful. Yeah.
Question. So before we move from that,
Mm-hmm.
how has being married, all of these words sound negative. What has being married done to your writing?
Okay, what has it done to my writing? Well, you know, I would say that marriage gives me more time to write. When
agree.
you are not taking care of yourself, for yourself, by yourself,
Mm-hmm.
there are, you know, some benefits to having a little bit more time to to think and feel, you know, deeply. My husband is an entrepreneur, self-employed himself, so he's got 2 different businesses, so he's occupied in that way, and there's time for me to think and reflect and expand. So I don't think that being married has changed how I'm writing. I think that it has just given me more time to write.
You know, I really respect that. I like what you said. The way that you phrased, and that's even very relatable. I've been married for 11 years.
Ooh, congratulations. I'm going to get a
Thank
handbook
you.
from you before I leave.
You don't want this one. The handbook is no handbook.
It's no handbook.
Yeah, y'all gotta write that joint together.
Damn.
No, for real.
I know.
'Cause all the handbooks everybody else gave me, I had to punt them.
Dang. It was like that?
That's real.
My grandparents been married probably like 50, 60 years at this point. But that's wild, you know. But
Yeah.
I don't even want their handbook. Even though I love them, they did a great job. They allowed me to see it. I got uncles that been married for 20 years now, whatever like that. But you can't. Any advice I give you would be wrong.
Because your marriage is your marriage.
For that person.
But do you know that precisely is the most challenging part that I've experienced so far? Is there not being a handbook.
Yeah.
There's no handbook. There's nobody that you can tell on each other when, if you're trying to, express something to your partner and they're not understanding it, there's nobody to tell.
Yeah.
There's no, you get what I'm saying? That is probably the most challenging part. And there's no handbook. You could try to compare your situation, but everybody's situation is different.
Right.
And so the challenge is, how do you work together
That's it.
to make this new thing that you have not had before?
That's
Right.
it.
But it becomes it becomes a beautiful challenge. I hope. I'm not married at all. There's a single person looking outside, looking in. Okay,
That's the goal, right? For it to become a beautiful
thing.
challenge.
Challenge.
But I think initially, I don't know, it might be different for other people. Initially, it's a
rough.
challenge.
It's a challenge. Okay.
This is not an Instagram challenge.
Y'all ain't giving me no hope right now.
No, is that? Well, I don't want y'all.
I'm
to
like, so I'm gonna just stay where I'm at.
No.
No, it's a
Don't
beautiful
be confused.
thing.
It's the best work, though.
Oh, it's the best work. Okay.
It's like your favorite job. This is the analogy. It's like your favorite job. Even your favorite job on some days does feel like work, no matter what people tell you. Even your favorite job,
Facts.
yeah.
it's still work.
Yeah.
And that's the part. It's just like I said, I could think of so many beautiful things about you and a completely different person, even if y'all have some things in common. Y'all genetic makeup, y'all background, y'all trying to come together to create a thing with a combination of those two things. That's a hell of a task. Like, God was definitely in his bag.
And I love how you said it. You said, now that I'm married, somebody is taking care of me with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If more people, that's why I said what you said was relatable. If more people heard that like that,
Yeah.
in my marriage, my mate is helping me to take care of myself.
Yeah.
Because that's very true. And it comes across like when people say, behind every strong man is a such and such. If you don't have to think about every meal that you eat, somebody else, if you eating 2 meals a day, somebody else thinks about one for you. That's a super load off your life.
And you don't realize it, but it really, really is. I remember when I was single, I come from a family of marriage. And so everybody's married. Everybody's always been married. It's kind of like that. And so I remember one time going to visit my brother for a holiday. And, it was time to eat. And I noticed that there was somebody making the children's plate and making sure that they ate. My brother's wife and was making sure he ate. She was making sure he ate. My mother was making sure my father ate. And I was there. And I was like, dang, nobody is responsible for me. But me. If I don't see to it that I eat, it's not top of anybody else's mind that I eat. And I felt some type of way about that. And so one of the things that I reflect on is being in marriage, like, dang, somebody is thinking about me as they're thinking about themselves. Oh, let me make sure my wife ate. Let me make sure, and vice versa. And that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. That is a beautiful thing. I commend y'all. I'll be there one day.
For sure.
It is. Okay.
So you talked about these pillars, right? Of what it is that you have to do. And sometimes, for this podcast and for all of this stuff to be unique and to give people something that they really want, the way you said it the first time was so eloquent, but let's go deeper into it, because I would say that we could consider those some rules to being relatable. So if you could go through the 5. So let's start with vulnerability. Tell people, what is your definition of vulnerability and why does it make your writing relatable?
So I said this in an interview before. My definition of vulnerability is being willing to go first. Being willing to go first. Being willing to show yourself first. Not waiting on anybody else. Knowing that from showing yourself, many things could come. possibly even harm, but being brave enough to still be like, this what I got. And so when I am writing, you know, it's a goal of mine to say what's the absolute truth.
Yeah.
You know, even if it does not feel good or feel pretty, or, you know, it's not the popular opinion, it's the truth. Then when we think about integrity,
This
as
number 2.
yeah, and this is not just with writing, this is just with showing up. I get my talent from my dad. My dad was a musician and played 7 different instruments, but I get my character from my mother. You don't have this K-Love without character. Character is paramount to who I am and how I've been able to advance.
Yeah.
The poetry is good, I guess, but the character is what carries me into relationships and being able to make genuine connections. And because if this becomes something that you want to do full time as your life thing, like you're only as good as your relationships. And so showing up with integrity, being exactly who you said you were, doing what you said you would do. When, you know, people are booking gigs, one, attempting to be there on time. If you can't, having the decency to call, treating people like they're humans. When they come up to you after you're done performing and reminding yourself, hey, these are the people that thought enough of you to come, get dressed. They told their friends, you, just to see you, this was a moment in their life. You owe it to them to be personable and to treat them like they're human and with respect, and, you know, to carve out some space and some time, even though artists be all over the place, and to greet them and to, you know, embrace them. It's the little things like that that people don't forget. They're not just coming. When people come to my shows and I get a great turnout, they're not just coming because the poetry was good. A lot of times they're coming because they felt some form of decent humanness radiating off of me, whether they felt it online or they had an actual personal encounter with me where I hugged them or I took the time to listen, or they inboxed me on Instagram and I responded back.
Right.
Oh, I thought you were going to be too busy. No, I'm not too busy. There's no me without y'all. So let me carve out as much time as I can within reason to be responsive. And I think that level of integrity helps. And then we talk about transparency again, being honest, keeping it 100% real. This is my insurance policy as well. I could not have a career that I could not show up as the real me too. I couldn't. When my father died, February the 16th, 2021, we had to take him off life support. And, you know, he didn't pass immediately. It was days after that. And I had shows already lined up in Houston, Texas. And my mother said, you go. This is my husband. I got him. You go. This is your life. You can't do anything for your dad at this stage. And so I was able to go do I had shows in Austin and Houston. I was able to go and do my shows and essentially collapse on stage emotionally and still have the comfort of knowing that the people still got what they came to see. They got the absolute real me. Some people told me that night made them go home and call their daddy, and they wasn't talking to their daddy. You know, so that transparency is key. Then authenticity. Again, this is my insurance policy. Being exactly who I am. I have come to realize that I'm a unique brand of human, and the world needs me, not me being somebody else, not me mimicking somebody else. Whatever it is that I got, and it take you a while to accept that about yourself.
Yes.
Whatever it is, it's yours. And whether you gon' accept it or not, people appreciate you even when you don't.
Now, hold on real quick, because this is something a lot of artists don't hear enough is not taught. People are always teaching to imitate this, imitate that. And I'm always telling people, be your authentic self, because there's nobody else like you. And I need people, I want the people out there to like really own in to what you're saying. It's coming from the GOAT over here. It's coming from one of the people who's, going viral, doing all that she does because of this authenticity. I'm hoping I say that right?
Yeah.
Did I get it all right?
Absolutely.
That'd be a tongue twister at the
You
end.
laid that
know what I'm
down.
saying? But I just really hope that everybody at home is really catching
And it's
the
hard to
essence
accept.
of what you're saying, because people are too busy trying to imitate other poets or other artists in the world instead of just truly being the gem you are in yourself.
And I think it's hard to accept. Like when I hear people say they're looking for their purpose, I kind of cringe a little bit on the inside, because I don't think your purpose is lost. I think your purpose is there. But I think what happens sometimes is we look at other people in their purpose, and it looks so shiny and sparkly that we cannot believe that this thing that we ain't even sewing into is our purpose. We like, nah, because it's supposed to be shiny like that, not realizing the thing that makes it shine is your attention to it, your willingness to accept it, your unapologetic, claiming of it. This is my thing, and I'm going to share. That's just like the phrase with the grass is always greener on the other side. The grass is greener wherever you take care of the grass.
There we go.
So
with
your purpose can be sparkly and shiny too, if you sew into it, but stop looking over there, because you ain't got no signs that this is your purpose. You keep getting all the signs that this is your purpose, but you keep trying to suppress it because it's not shiny yet. This didn't get shiny by this person suppressing it. This person decided to polish their piece.
Let's go. That's how you know you gotta go in the building. That's how you do it.
You got to polish
Make sure you get this one, Kyle.
Polish it.
Ooh.
Wax on.
Wax
on.
Okay.
Yeah.
K-Love Miyagi. Yeah. You just went crazy with that one.
Yeah, real crazy.
Listen, let's break up this conversation a little bit.
Yeah, because she just killed that. Hold up. Just give us the last one again for that.
Oh, love.
And love it.
Come on.
Love.
Love it.
Love is
It's necessary.
It's everything. It's everything. Like people that go into these professions where they work with other people and they be like, I don't really like people. Yeah, that's probably why you're not getting books.
Yeah.
Right? You don't like people.
Be a data analyst.
And it feels like that, you
Right.
know? Something I'm big on. I never wanted to be the artist that you love on stage and hate off stage.
Yeah.
I'm always thinking about that. I don't want to be the disappointment to people when they actually meet me in person. Like, oh, Poetry Goof, she's an awful human. Like,
Yes.
yes.
And I have met artists like that.
I have too.
And that's sad.
So in a world full of savages, my biggest flex is my kindness.
And
I'm loving.
It is a flex.
I'm loving. Love is my default setting. It's what I'm returned to. Does that mean I'm always? No, I'm not. I could definitely be pissed off. But typically, if nothing happens, I wake up pretty much in the same kind of mood. Like I'm loving, and that's not to be confused with like toxic positivity or just crazy happiness necessarily. But I am always ready to love,
and it's genuine. It's a
and
genuine
pull,
love. Yeah.
The thing that I noticed the most is that, in having this platform and it being for writing, most of the time when we talk to people, and this would be for moving forward too, when we discuss this, there will be a great deal of amount of discussion about skill, right? Skill. Well, if you want to write a such and such and such piece, then you must X, Y, Z. This episode is going to be different, and why you're relatable is different because everything that you talked about has nothing to do technically with a skill.
Right.
Even though it is a skill to be vulnerable, it is a skill to be transparent. It is a skill to, love instead of go to the negative places. It's in skill to have integrity. But those things are all about personal work. They're all about, I don't even know what we would categorize them, but they are not necessarily skills.
Right.
They're more about building yourself. And so I really appreciate that because
that's all I know. And possibly because this, like, I'm a servant to this gift. Like, I get emotional when I think about it. Like, I didn't expect this. I didn't ask for it. I wasn't even trying to do this. I always knew that I would be a teacher. And I thought in a very orthodox way. I did not imagine that it would be like this. I had a smart mouth and was getting in trouble for my mouth. I did not think that it would be like this. And so what I'm very aware of is I'm a servant of the Most High. I'm the closest to church or some type of place to feel good a lot of people gonna be. People are turning away from religious institutions and things like that. They have been scorned. So literally seeing my Instagram page radiating positivity and love and connection, and that's the closest somebody is going to get. When people come up to me, it's different from a person being like, damn, she got bars. It's different from a person coming to you in tears because something you said touched so deeply. That don't make me feel cocky. That make me feel humble. That make me feel responsible. And it's a deeper reminder of, this is, you not here just to spit bars, boo. Like, I can never just be concerned with spitting bars. I have too much of an obligation for something else on my life. And I'm not projecting that onto other artists. I'm not saying that that's anybody else's responsibility because I don't believe in telling other people what to do. I am just very aware of what I'm responsible for. And that's it.
But that is just so much affirmation for those who are wondering about theirs and who need confirmation for their journey of writing and their obligation, who are sitting there debating about whether they should write this bar or come straight from the heart. You know what I mean? Because I hear it all the time. I get poets who, should I do it this way? But is this truly how you feel?
Yeah.
Is this truly what you want to get out?
And when I get, because I do like playing with words. I love the lyricism of it. I love it. But I be feeling like when I get to do that in a poem, I be feeling like that's like God giving me a bonus. Like,
the sprinkles.
It's like, okay,
You got some
You
sauce.
came for the ice cream.
as
but I
long
threw
as
the
you
sprinkles
saying
in
what
it.
I needed you to say, go ahead, throw a little. Go ahead, throw a little double entendre in it.
Little dust.
But then when you obedient, he let you go crazy.
Go
Because
crazy.
the bars be out of the world, okay? The bars be out of this world.
And joints be matching up so people be coming up to you. When you had said that, I had thought that you had really meant orange juice, but you really meant the juice of an orange. And then the way that you
And we
had put
love
it. And then you sitting there, you like, yo, I was just talking about Tropicana. But I'm glad that's where she got that joint.
Right.
You didn't even know it was so
We
deep.
love it. We love it.
yeah.
So, yeah.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
And, this is for everybody out there. When y'all thinking about it, like right now, what you was saying, it's hitting my head about captions. Because a lot of people want to grow their social media. They want to think about captions. Don't write what you think everybody relates to. Be vulnerable. Say exactly what you're thinking. Be transparent. Have integrity. Don't post nothing up there that you don't want to talk to somebody about because they're going to see it. You feel me? You can't hide.
That's the other piece. Like being a mentor.
Yeah.
Like I'm 20 something years into just being a mentor. My mentee started at like 6 and go all the way to 33, 34. I have a rule within myself that I don't post anything that I would not feel comfortable explaining to my youngest mentee. Now, luckily, I got mentees that are pretty understanding and evolved in their thinking, and they can think abstractly. But that's something that's on my mind. Like, would I be able to explain this to them if they saw it? And if I can, I will. If I can't, then I gotta go back to my own moral compass about what am I putting out to the world.
Right.
You know what I mean? Some things are, and that's not to be fake or not being the real me. Everything is not for everybody.
Yeah.
Everything is not for everybody. Some things, some which I wish more artists and people in general just were more thoughtful about it, is like some things require an in-person conversation. Posting it on social media is not going to even forge any kind of real opportunity to address something so sensitive and complex. We're trying to generalize something that's so big into a 1-minute reel.
Yeah.
And so now you fighting in the comments. You fighting in the comments because they only heard a soundbite. You know they only didn't heard just the soundbite.
Right.
And now they ready to go to war with you in the comments.
Right.
That's a problem. So, you know, having some discernment about that, and that's based off the integrity of who are you responsible for.
Word.
Right. God, that's a word, yo. We've gotten so deep in here.
I know.
We got real deep. Can we shake this off with a little game?
A little bit. Let's shake with a little game.
Shake it off with a little game.
I like a game.
All right,
You like games?
Cool.
I like games.
We
All
got
right,
2 games for you.
Right. Yeah.
Which one? Let's say, how about this? This is what my kids do to me. They come to me and they say, Daddy, pick 1 or 2. And then whatever one you pick, they just wind up springing whatever the option was on you. So we're going to do, K-Love, pick 1 or 2.
Oh, Lord. 2.
Okay, 2. Whose bars is it anyway?
Okay.
That's the name of this game.
Okay.
Whose bars is it anyway?
Okay.
So Truth and I have selected some bars that we feel are relatable.
Right.
We're going to recite the bars and see if you can guess the artist.
Okay. Are these hip hop artists?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
You know what?
Let's see.
And we were extremely biased
Oh, shoot.
because all we picked were hip hop artists.
Okay. That's all right. That's all
I
right.
don't know if we picked any poets or singers,
Nope.
but
Well, hip
I'm
hop is
just
my
a hip hop
greatest
baby.
influence.
Great.
Yeah.
So that's so good.
Now I thought she was supposed to finish the bars.
I'm tripping. I thought she was supposed to pick the person.
we can do it. We can do
Do a combination depending on what y'all
we can
got.
do the-
Well,
if you feel the song, join
please
along,
finish.
right? And then you know. she'll
Okay,
do it both
okay,
ways.
okay.
All right, cool. You want to go first?
Sure, I can go first.
Okay.
All right, ready?
I'm ready.
All right. When I was young, me and my mama had beef.
17 years old, kicked out on the street.
Ooh.
Back at the time, I never thought I'd see a face. Ain't a woman alive that could take my mama's place.
Okay,
Suspended from school.
Uh-huh.
Scared to go home. I was a fool with the big boys breaking all the rules.
Yeah.
Come on
Okay.
now.
Yeah,
Don't
I had to-
disrespect.
Yeah, that's right. I had to start it off easy.
One of my biggest inspirations,
Let's go.
Tupac Shakur.
Hey, now.
Tupac Shakur. Yeah, we
Okay.
got one. Ding ding.
Not one
All
pop,
right.
but 2 pop.
The Tupac.
Period.
All right.
Okay.
All right. You ready?
Period.
Yeah, I'm ready.
You ready to hit her with it?
So look, I'm gonna stay in that vein a little bit.
Okay.
It was all a dream.
I used to read Word Up magazine, Salt and Pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine, painting pictures on my wall. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my man said he had the red and black lumberjack.
Listen, with the hat to match.
Hey now, super relatable. We all had that jacket as a kid. You gonna find that picture.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I respect Biggie as one of the greats. I wasn't that big of a Biggie fan. I was a Pac fan more so, but
here.
I respect.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna
Amazing
go with
storyteller.
Biggie.
Really?
I'm gonna go with Biggie over Pop.
Really?
Yes.
So say your why and then say your why.
Okay, Pac for me. But if you think about the artist that I am, you would know why I picked Pac.
Because
Pac is passion
and he
True
raw.
that.
and passionate. I value passion over bars.
Okay.
I feel you.
Yeah.
He there's no way to listen to, in my opinion, any Tupac song that I listen to, I get into that mood. I'm driving in a car like a regular, civilized 40-something-year-old woman until Tupac come on.
Right.
And it's hit him up.
Uh-huh.
And now I've turned into a different person.
Now you're a gangster.
First off, it gets crazy. It's like, she was just talking all that love.
Yeah.
First off.
Right, let's go.
You know,
The whole thug change, hands movement,
Hand,
start,
everything. I'm leaning to the side. He has the power to make you feel how he feels.
and you know what? It's like, to me, that is the exact opposite for me. Like when I go back now, I had a little time period where I was like, I'm about to go listen to everything about Pac. and I was just like, I didn't even want his energy. I didn't want it. It's like, yo was mad. He was so passionate, so such and such. So I stepped back from it. But if I go listen to Biggie, I can see black and ugly as ever. However, I stay Coogee down to the side. Then I can see him. I also relate to that. You get what I'm saying? I can see how many times Biggie talked about when he was 13 and a fat kid in school and how everybody treated him. So I think I'll pick Biggie just because I see the pictures more.
Gotcha.
Even now, when I listen to it, I can see the pictures of the words.
And I feel like he might have tucked his pain more than Pac did.
Oh, for sure.
Pac was like in your face. He just said it right out. But what you're saying about Biggie, after doing a comprehensive study, you like, okay, he keeps bringing this up. This must have been a real pain body for him. And I guess with Tupac, it's just more transparent
and raw. No,
right?
It was that's what drove me to Pac, because I'm a passionate person too. I love the rawness of it. You know what I mean? I mean, Brenda's got a baby. He ain't going put it in a story, maybe trying to make you figure it out. Ain't no metaphor. No, Brenda got a baby. And,
she barely got a brain.
Right, she barely got a brain.
This is a problem.
Yeah,
how we gonna do this? You know, how we gonna fix it?
Baby's in the dumpster.
Right.
Like, niggas, what is going on?
Come get it, okay?
Somebody need to help, yo.
You know what I'm saying?
I do love Pac though. Do not get me after this talking about Dad. You act like da. I love Pac. I'm just saying, and the people get mad at me the same way because I'm gonna pick Drake over Kendrick.
Oh, okay.
People hate, but it's the same thing to me.
Yeah.
Now I will say this though, this last Kendrick album is my favorite.
Really?
Because he chilled out and just said words I can hear and relate to.
Okay.
I gotta listen more.
Yeah.
I gotta listen more.
Okay.
Let's get some women in it.
So let's get some women in. Okay. Let's see. To begin, how you think you really gonna pretend
like you wasn't down when you called him again? Plus a win. Hey. You give it up so easy, you ain't even fooling him.
What?
If you did it then you probably do it again. Talking out your neck saying you a Christian.
Go in.
The Muslim sleeping with a jinn. Now that was the sin that did Jezebel in. Who you gonna tell when the repercussions spin? Showing off cause you're thinking it's a trend, girlfriend. Let me break it down for you again. You know I only say it cause I'm truly genuine. Don't be a hard rock when you really are a gym, baby girl. Respect is just the minimum.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know, niggas gonna hit their pot.
With all the gestures. You feel me?
One of my biggest inspirations.
Okay. Yeah. I think we pegged you pretty nicely with these.
Oh my God. One of my biggest inspirations. What I love about Lauren is multifaceted.
Yeah.
I fell in love with her in sections. It was like first as a child, I saw her in Sister Act and I was like, oh, she's an actress. And I loved her character. I wanted to be her character.
What?
Then I listened to her in high school and I was like, oh, this is good music. I know these songs. I like these songs. These are cool songs. Then I lived and experienced heartbreak. And then I listened to that same album again and I was like, oh, I used to love him. Now I don't.
Yeah.
Right? Then I became a poet and now I'm listening to the words. Like, ooh. Then I started rapping and then I thought about the technique that it takes to rap, perform, stay in a pocket. Oh, like it literally just kept going. Then I listened to the Unplugged album and I was like, oh, maybe she on something weird. Then life happened more.
Grew up.
And then I listened to that again and I was on the floor crying watching
Unplugged
this.
joint.
Yo.
When I was in college, I listened to that and cried for a week.
Yo. But the first time I heard it, I was like,
And I was just like that. You said it exactly how that went for me. Because I ain't feel unplugged at first either. I was, and older people were like, "You ain't." I was like, "Well, no, I ain't getting it. Maybe I'm missing it."
I have an attitude.
I grew up.
I have an attitude that she sold or somebody sold some of them songs too. Because y'all know, I think either Jasmine or Chrisette Michelle sings one of those joints off of the Unplugged.
Oh no!
And I had an attitude in hearing it. I'm gonna come back to y'all and tell y'all what that joint was. I can't remember now, but that seems so personal to me.
Yeah.
Ooh, child.
That joint. She went
All
crazy.
it takes is to live a little bit longer.
What?
I watched that same DVD and cried
Yeah.
so deeply. I was like, oh,
Now I'm gonna go listen to Lauryn Hill today.
Got to.
I got to find peace of mind, baby.
Got to.
Yeah.
What?
And yeah, I ain't even going to that. Let's
Right.
go to the next one
'Cause we
because
could-
we'd be another
Hold on.
45.
Yo.
Let's go to the next game, bro.
Okay, cool. I like
she rocked this one out.
I like it. Let's do it.
We know she know her artists.
Cool. All right. So listen, this game is called Pen or Pad.
Okay.
All right. So you're gonna choose between a variety of things.
Okay.
Well, actually, it's not a variety. It's A and B.
Okay.
It's either a pen thing or a pad thing.
Okay.
All right. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Here we go. Pen or pad. It's gonna be quick. Okay.
Okay.
Hip hop or R&B?
Hip hop.
Okay. Metaphors or similes?
Metaphors.
Baltimore or Chicago?
I knew your face was gonna get like this.
I gotta explain. I
Go
gotta
ahead.
explain.
Go.
So,
Pick first.
okay. I gotta pick though.
Well, go ahead and explain.
Shottamore.
Shottamore.
Now let me
I
explain.
like that. Okay.
I'm a Chicago girl. I owe so much to Chicago. Like it raised me on so many levels, artistically and literally, right? And it's like a safety blanket to me. I feel so loved and connected and all of that about my city. But the reason why it's hard to choose is because though I haven't spent as much time in Baltimore, obviously, I feel incredibly loved out here. I feel incredibly supported, incredibly connected, respected, all of those things as well. So there's no attempt on my part to disassociate myself with Baltimore. I love Baltimore. I love them separately in different ways that I would not want to choose between them because the reasons are the same but different.
Separate but equal.
Separate but equal. Shout out to both places. Chi-Town, we love you for
Yes.
giving us K-Love the Poet. And Baltimore, shout out, to us. Raven
love
Nation
Baltimore.
for loving on this. Loving on you. All right,
Love
man.
Baltimore.
Intimate or huge event?
Intimate.
Free write or prompt led?
Free write.
Okay. And then this is the last one. Would you rather be the pen or the pad? Now, here's the meaning behind this, and this is the point of the game.
Break it down, because he broke up my
Would
mind.
you rather be the pen, the ink, the precipice of putting the words somewhere, the author, the thing that pushes out what's happening? Or would you rather be the page? Would you rather be the place that houses the art? Would you rather be where the people read it from, how the audience gets to it? So would you rather be the pen or would you rather be the pad?
The pen.
Why?
I would rather be the pen because I think that is my lane. Like, I throw events, but I am not a promoter per se. And I do promote for it, but that's not my zone of genius. My zone of genius is feeling and writing and expressing the feelings and putting it out in a way that people can receive it. Not necessarily, when I think about the paper in that sense, I think about the paper being the platform. I'm not necessarily the person that's supposed to be creating the platform. I can, but that's not my zone of genius.
I love your interpretation of that.
Yeah.
And that's what it's for everybody that had their own thought.
Yeah.
Word.
But I hope everybody think about that at home. Would you rather be the pen or the pad? Y'all can put that in the comments too. Give y'all answers. Let us know. Yeah. So, man, it's been beautiful.
Yeah, I love this.
It's been beautiful. I've had an amazing time getting to know even more about you because we've had conversations too. And I love the way you broke everything down. I hope that everybody at home is receiving the importance of relatability and vulnerability and all the things that you hit on, and was able to receive all the passion you put forth when just talking to us. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Listen, we appreciate your time. Appreciate you coming. It takes effort to get up and show up for people. Just like you said, you got to put your clothes on. You came outside. They said it feel like 13 out there today.
It's cold.
Yeah.
So we really appreciate that. We got one last question for you.
Come on with it.
What is your writing process like?
What is my writing process like? Well, first I have to feel, right? Let's say somebody, I'll give you a real current example. I've been commissioned to write a poem about Malcolm X for Malcolm X College in Chicago to kick off their Black History Month. What I began doing was watching a lot of documentaries and interviews that speak about Malcolm X. Some listening to some of his own lectures, but also listening to how people regarded him that were close to him at that time. And one of the things I came across was Maya Angelou. Somebody asked her in the interview, what do you feel like people should know about Malcolm X? And she said that he had a good sense of humor. And they was like, well, why would you say something so, She said, I think a lot of the times when we admire people in history, we unintentionally, and I'm paraphrasing, put them on such a pedestal that they are no longer relatable. Funny that word comes up. She said, and if we are trying to inspire our younger generation to aspire to these people, we have to make sure that we reveal qualities about them that make them human instead of larger than life, even if what they did was larger than life. At the core of it, this still was somebody's father. This was somebody's friend. This was a Black man that had a good sense of humor. And so I say that to say I look at things introspectively, and then I sit with it. How do I feel about that? What do I think about that? So then I'll start writing, right? And maybe first I'll write down a bunch of words, not any lines, words that are associated with this person. So I wrote down a bunch of things. One of the things that stuck out with, and when y'all see the video that I'll post doing the poem, y'all will be like, oh, okay. What stuck out the most to me about Malcolm was the fact that his original name was Malcolm Little, and Malcolm was everything but little.
Nothing little.
Oh my gosh. And so I wrote down a lot of words associated with Malcolm. Leader, teacher, Detroit Red, all of these things. Then after I write all of the words, then I might look at the words and come up with a combination of words that starts a small sentence, right? Then I'll have a small sentence and maybe I'll write a few lines to the sentence, and then that'll be a chunk. And then I'll do that again and again and again. So now I have about 10 mini paragraphs.
Stanzas.
Yeah. They not in order though yet.
Yeah.
It's a puzzle.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, this piece. Actually, dang, it rhymed with this piece. Oh, these go together. This makes sense. So boom, I'm gonna put this up here, this down here. And then it starts to be a constructing thing. And then when I'm looking it over, I'm saying, okay, how does the flow of this go? Am I telling a story? Is it in chronological order? Does the sequence of how this is flowing matter? And what is my point? And so in this poem that I'm writing, the point is Malcolm was anything but little.
Yeah.
He refused to be little by any means necessary. That's the ending of the poem.
I love that.
Yeah, it's crazy. I swear I see so much of myself like in you.
Do you?
Yeah.
That is a really
Because
dope.
that's how I write.
Wow.
It's funny. I don't write like that, but that's how I teach the kids that I teach to write.
And that's another thing. Like, that's y'all only know poetry, K-Love, but I have like 25 years of youth advocacy, mentoring. I founded a mentoring organization, all things hip hop, spoken word poetry. So I've taught more than I've done anything. And so when I write, I am thinking about teaching probably as well. And when I write, I'm also thinking about the most effective teacher speaks the language of the student.
Yeah.
And so when I am writing, I'm thinking about the audience that I'm writing for. I want to make sure that they're going to be able to understand what I'm trying to convey. And that doesn't mean I need to change what I'm trying to say. That means I have to be clever enough to put it in a way that is authentic to me and understandable to them.
Mm-hmm.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
If you would like to grow in your writing, and before you develop your own, if you decide to really put yourself in a position to write and be as great as a K-Love, first thing is do your research. You got a topic, engage with documentaries, books, things written about the person, pictures that you would see about. Engage with those texts, that source material.
Mm-hmm.
Then after you do that, you got to feel something. Find out what you connect to. And then write some words down, words that represent your feelings and embody the research that you've done. Then you can start building, making those words rhyme with each other, making those stanzas and paragraphs. K-Love just gave us a 1, 2, 3, 4 step in how to write. That was dope.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
killed it. I'm pretty sure there's so many people that would just love to take your class. I don't know if you're giving classes right now, but
Absolutely. In this new year, I definitely will be doing
Okay.
more.
Come teach some classes at MRI Studios.
I would love to.
Hey, now.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, with all that we have said today, go ahead and tell the people just about you yourself. Plug what you got going on, what's happening next, because I know you got crazy things on. How can they find you? How can they get in tune?
So the first thing is to find me. All things, www.klovethepoet.com. That's my website. You can find booking information. You can find scheduling. You can find all of the things. You can find my social media and all of that. If you are already tapped into social media at KLoveThePoet, I am the most active on Instagram, but I'm probably the most personal on Facebook. So, depending on your flavor, if you want to know about me, the human on the inside, then Facebook is your go-to. If you want to just see what I'm doing, hear some poems, Instagram is the place. I'm on all those other platforms, but barely.
Barely. P.O.P.
Hold it down.
But I do have some things coming up. One of the really big things I have coming up is my annual birthday concert. I've been doing this for 13 years now. It started off in Chicago. It is now in Baltimore. This is my 3rd year in Baltimore in partnership with Purple Honey. It is a birthday concert featuring myself. It also has some sprinkles of comedy. It also has some sprinkles of soul music as well. This year is not any different. It's a dinner party edition. So we are also fusing fashion with it as well. I had a poem recently go viral.
Yeah.
I'm going to put that ish on. And so this is a dress to impress kind of event. So I love to see people come out. Like I said, poetry is one thing, but I have other things that I really love, and fashion is one of them. It's going to be kind of like a podcast kind of situation as far as how the show is delivered, but phenomenal poetry, phenomenal vocalist, phenomenal comedy, all of those good things. So that's February the 16th. Very special day for me. I told y'all earlier, that's actually the day that my father transitioned, which is actually 8 days after my actual birthday. So it just happened to fall on that date this year. So I know that the ancestor gonna be in the building, so it's gonna be a good time. And then just so many different things coming up in the near future. I have a partnership with Stem and Vine, a beautiful establishment right here in Baltimore. I'll be doing a series called The Write and Sip, where it is, it's the closest thing to me possibly giving a class, but this is like think game night with all the games centered around words and writing. And it's intentionally marketed to people that don't consider themselves poets or performers. Just people that are sarcastic, witty, hip hop enthusiasts. Like this will be your type of vibe. We
need to fly. Me and the wife. We
just throwing out a couple bars. If you're the type of person that get a couple bars every now and again, this it, huh? It's the write and sip.
The write and sip.
The write and sip.
Okay, PYP at the write and sip.
Period. Yeah. So
you know what I'm gonna say after I sip, okay?
It's a real fun event. I love doing it. It's I think it's a breath of fresh air from open mic. I think sometimes open mic, depending on how hard you go and how often you do it, can be a little bit like,
Yeah.
but it's so refreshing because it's different people. It's not meant for just the poet or the artist. It's meant for people that just like to play around with words.
That's dope.
So those are the two things I got coming up. And then, of course, in the summertime, the Artist Sisterhood, which is a tour surrounding friendship and sisterhood that moves to 4 to 5 cities. So
Yeah.
those are the things I got going on.
That's
Okay.
dope.
Well, I can't wait to be in the building on some of them things. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying? Dev, again, thank you so much. You killed this.
Thank you for having me.
Dev, how we going out, bro?
Listen, y'all remember, the thing to take away from this today is that relatability is about self-work. Are you able to be vulnerable? Are you able to have your integrity? You know what I'm saying? Are you able to be transparent? Are you doing your skill, your craft with love?
Mm-hmm.
Pull a curtain back. Go first, like she said. Other than that, truth take us out.
Hey, y'all know what it is. Remember that you're a work of art and work your art to only masterpiece. Peace, y'all. We out of here.
Polish your piece.